COVID course to train Corona warriors out of civil servants, and gives me a lot of satisfaction and pride to know that we could register as many as 25 lakh candidates on that platform within a span of few weeks. And from the point of view of the working of the academy, I have to again congratulate Dr. Chopra. I think I am doing this for the sixth or seventh time. Somebody is keeping a note how many times I have complimented Dr. Chopra in the course of my speech. Some of them are having a hearty laugh at that. But nevertheless, he deserves this. For making a number of new beginnings and innovations. And even during, as I was saying, even these testing times, the social work, including the classes of the school, were carried on, even though online. Among the other beginnings made in the last 1 year or so is the common foundational course that we have started. And I'm sure as we proceed with this experiment, we will be able to involve and include more and more number of services. I'm glad to know that even in this course, we have broadly two categories, the major experiences and the sectoral experience. And the major experience includes a segment on COVID and a segment on election duties, election responsibilities. The present batch that is going to start its training program today consists of 125 officer trainees, 175 out of them from 2018 IAS batch, 3 of them from 2017 IAS batch, and 3 of them from Royal Bhutan Civil Services. But what is most important, which was incidentally not written in the talking points given to me, and thankfully I usually avoid reading the talking points because then you are talking but somebody else had to talk. But between the lines, what is noteworthy and important is that out of these 185, you have 125 engineers, as many as 125 engineers. You have 12 doctors, you have 12 from the management stream. 4 years back, I made a cryptic remark. I said, what would happen? Because most of them are toppers from the best of IITs, the best of NITs, and also topper medicals. About 3 years back, we had that girl from Kerala, I think Renu, who was a topper medico doing her MD. Earlier on, we had another girl, the second topper from Maulana Azad. So all these toppers from the best of IITs and best of medical institutes are here. 4 years back, I made a remark which I wish to correct myself today. I said, what would happen to those seats which are left vacant? And those candidates who could not make it because you chose to be there and then you backed out and preferred to become Babu. But nevertheless, I today take back my words and I would rather say that the manner in which a huge number of specialized schemes have been launched by the Modi government in the last 5 or 6 years would be hugely benefited by these civil servants who have a specialized background. And I think nothing could have taught us better than the experience of COVID, where the civil servants with a medical background found themselves much, much more comfortable dealing with this pandemic and this catastrophe. Similarly, the huge kind of infrastructural programs which New India under Modi is actually going through in the last few years makes the civil servant's job, though, as Dr. Chopra said, an expert in context, but also not a non-expert in the area in which he is working. And therefore, this would be a good combination of many of you from specialized stream also adopting the skills of governance. The second point, which possibly is not noticed in your batch, is that you have as many as 50 lady officers, which if you calculate would amount to nearly 27 to 30%, which is not a small number. Not a small number if you see the percentage of the women officers and the women candidates in most of the other services, even in the corporate sector. So you are virtually going to have almost 50% of the lady officers if you carry on this way. And I think that flagship slogan of women empowerment will actually get heralded from the academy four walls of Mussoorie. And the other thing to be noticed is that this batch, like some of the other 2 or 3 or 4 batches in the past, has representation from virtually all the states and union territories of India. And even amongst the toppers, among the first 20. And this was something which was not very much visible till about 10, 15 or 20 years ago. You had a few of the Indian states which were known to produce IAS officers, maybe 1 or 2 from the South India, 1 or 2 from the Central India, and that's about all. Now we have toppers from Haryana. In the last few years, we had that girl from Haryana. We had a second topper from Amritsar, Punjab. We had a second topper from one of the most terror-struck districts of Anantnag in Kashmir. And therefore, with this batch being there, I can say with a huge amount of confidence, and I'm sure I go around saying so, that the civil services and IAS in 2020 has actually, and in the true sense, assumed a pan-India presence and a pan-India presentation. And I'm sure that is how our founding fathers, including Sardar Patel, would have envisaged it. In a country as heterogeneous as India, in a country with huge kind of diversity, the issues vary from one place to other, one district to other, one taluka to other. This, a pan-representative civil services, is going to be a huge, huge asset. And I think, please don't forget, when you are going through this course, that unlike me, and maybe unlike Dr. Chopra also, you will have the unique privilege because you have 30, 35 years ahead to serve in the cause of nation. You will have the privilege to tell the stories to your children and to grandchildren that you were the architects of that new India, the foundation of which was laid by Modi. Thank you very much and all the best.
Thank you very much, sir, for your highly motivational and inspiring address. Now, I will invite Shri Manoj Nair, Deputy Director Senior and Associate Course Coordinator, to deliver vote of thanks.
Thank you, Milind. The chief guest of today's function, Dr. Jitendra Singh, Honorable Union Minister, the Director of the Academy, Dr. Sanjeev Chopra, Professor P. Amuda, my dear colleagues from the faculty, my dear officer trainees. It's indeed my privilege to propose a vote of thanks in this inaugural function of the IAS Professional Course, Phase 2 for the 2018 batch. First of all, our heartfelt gratitude goes to Dr. Jitendra Singh for his gracious presence here this morning, and he has found it fit to take time out of his busy schedule to be with us today and be the chief guest. Sir, as always, your speech is unfettered, impromptu and free-flowing, and an absolute delight to listen to. And that comes with the certitude of a scholar administrator. You have laid down the entire path, the trajectory that the officer trainees will hopefully follow in the years to come, in all the good traditions of great scholar administrators. And sir, you made a very pertinent point in mentioning about the blurring lines between the virtual and the real. But at the same time, you reminded us very strongly about the absolute immutability of us all, in the sense that it's very real, it's not virtual at all. Thank you, sir, for reminding us regarding that in these times of virtual classes and such. Sir, your speech has been absolutely inspiring, and I'm sure it will be a cherished repository of wisdom into which the officer trainees will dip into in times of dilemma or need. Thank you so much for being with us, sir, today. This will of course be the first course which will have the distinction of being conducted completely online by the Academy, and we probably set the benchmark of perhaps what will be the new normal in times to come. The planning of such a long training course as such as this takes quite a lot of planning, and eye for detail and a bird's eye view all at the same time. So given the uncertainties that have surrounded the course till the very last moment, the course team had to work through several iterations of plan A, B, C and even D to pull this off. And the credit, I must say, largely belongs to our director Dr. Chopra for helping us retain the much needed perspective through the ups and downs. And believe me, there are quite a lot of ups and downs. And generally nudging us in the right direction, all through leading up to this very day. Sir, your personal touch and enabling nature is what sets you apart. We've been privileged to work with you, sir. Thank you so much. Professor P. Amuda, with her unbounded enthusiasm, infectious energy and vast field experience, was with us the whole way during the planning and design, and I thank ma'am on behalf of the course team for all the guidance and support. As Monica said, your CC, Sudhanshu sir, has successfully managed to conceal his palpitations under his Buddha-like demeanor, but let me assure you that we had our own quota of flutters and butterflies in the stomach, but you concealed it very well, sir. We concede it to you. But let me also say that every session with you had been a stress buster for all of us. You have taken a lot of pain and you planned this course to a T, which made the work of all of us very easy. Thank you so much. I must also mention that we have realized that organizing this offline course demands a much greater and a fuller engagement and participation of not only the course team but all the faculty members here, including our esteemed language faculty. They have been absolutely unstinted in their support to us. And as mentioned earlier, we have gone through several marathon sessions and we are really indebted to all of you. Thank you so very much. I would also like to place on record our appreciation for the support staff of a whole range of sections: training, estates, medical section, protocol, ENC, MES, SNS, outdoor, etc., who had made exhaustive preparations for your physical presence here and detailed SOPs that they have made, anticipating your arrival here, which sadly is not materialized. But then, out of the ashes of the offline course, arose like a phoenix, the IT wing, and the smoothless, absolutely seamless inaugural session that we're witnessing today is thanks to their absolute dedication and wonderful exhibition of teamwork that we've all been witness to. They've been burning the proverbial midnight oil the last few days, and on behalf of the course team, I thank every one of them, including the engineers and the support staff. Last but definitely not the least, my dear officer trainees, you're the Reisendeuter for the existence of this academy, and we fully realize the affection and attachment that you have for your alma mater, and the strong ties that beckon you back to its hallowed portals. All of us here too were trainees like you once upon a time, and we fully understand how eager you were to meet each other and share your experiences in the field. Much as we would have loved to have you here, I need not elaborate upon the exigencies that have unfortunately prevented us from doing that. But let me assure you on behalf of Chopra sir and the entire course team that we did try our very best. And it has been our loss too. Nevertheless, I am sure that each one of you will put the temporary feeling of disappointment aside and rise up to the occasion and give your very best to make this course the first of its kind.
Dr. Chopra, but deprived of your vote of thanks, so you can thank me again if you want.
Yes, sir. Manoj is doing it, so please, Manoj, you can repeat the thanks for the Honorable Minister.
No, prove that you have abundantly thanked all of us,
Sir.
but if you could be generous, we could hear again. We don't mind being thanked again.
Yes, Ministers.
Absolutely, sir, absolutely. So what I was mentioning was that, sir, your gracious and pleasant presence here has literally made all the difference to us this morning. And as I was telling, your speech is absolutely unfettered, bereft of any sort of rote reading. It comes free and flow and an absolute delight to listen to. And sir, your words come with the certitude of being a scholar administrator, and as always, your words were a repository of wisdom into which the officer trainers could dip into.
Point. Sorry interrupting you, but in webinar we can always do so. Manoj, the The irony is that if you call an administrator a scholar, the administrators don't take him seriously. And if you call a scholar administrator, then the scholars don't take him seriously. So at one point of time, when I was also, you know, dabbling with journalism, also doing practice, one of my juniors came to me and he told me, sir, do you know, the journalists describe you as a doctor and the doctors describe you as a journalist. So you have to actually, I know these definitions sometimes lead to a lot of ambiguity and give a lot of room to your rivals to make use of it. But nevertheless, I can understand the sincere sentiment with which you have said that. It's a rare compliment coming from a person who can understand the nuances of what is being said. Thank you very much, Manoj. Thank you very much.
Sir, thank you, sir. It's been a compliment to me, sir. But, sir, I must say that the breed of scholar administrator is sadly sort of kind of dying breed, sir, and we are indebted to you and addresses like these, which come from the absolute depths of heart, to keep our faith in that glorious traditional life. And I was also mentioning, sir, that in these times of virtual and the times of blurring lines between the reality and the virtual world, you reminded us of the certitude of us all. So despite being perhaps hundreds of kilometers apart, we are able to fully understand and fully appreciate each other's point of view, sir. So in that sense, sir, thank you so much for reminding us that the interaction of today is not virtual at all, sir, but absolutely real. So, so that was what, sir, my words for deep indebtedness that we have to you. And I'd also gone on to say, sir, that I thanked the entire course team and so on and so forth. But finally, sir, I wanted to thank the officer trainees themselves, and I'll just repeat it because, sir, it is ultimately the officer trainees, sir, who are the rise on there, sir, for the academy to be there. And we fully realize the total affection and attachment that they have for the alma mater, the strong ties that beckon them to its hallowed portals. Because all of us were trainees here, sir, just like them, and we fully understand how eager they were to meet each other and share their experiences. Much as we would have liked to have them here, I need not elaborate upon the exigencies that unfortunately prevented us from doing that, sir. But I wanted to assure them on behalf of the directors, sir, that we did try our very best. And I'm sure that all of them would put in the temporary feeling of disappointment that they would have had apart and completely rise up to the occasion and make this course the first of its kind of grand success. Physical distance should not, and I'm sure will not, be a bar for celebrating your togetherness as a batch. And I'm sure that the next few weeks will be a mutually enriching experience, not only for you, but for us also. On behalf of the entire course team, I thank each one of you for your understanding and willingness to learn. We're really proud of the yeoman service that you've provided to the nation at large during the COVID crisis, and we deeply thank you for the same. The fight is still on, so along with your loved ones, please stay safe and take care while doing the course. I once again thank each and every person who is associated with this program directly or indirectly, and my apologies if I've inadvertently omitted any of them. Thank you so much, sir. It's been a pleasure, sir, having you here, and now we'll rise to the national anthem.
Thank you, sir.
officer trainees, please again join us online at 1 o'clock. Thank you.